Then you must find us. Free us from our prison.
Okej. Miejmy to ze sobą.
You shall know pain like no other.
Nie.
Breathe deep. All birth is agony.
Kurde, mogliby mi dać, kurde, Neverwintera 2 jakiegoś zremakeowanego, albo zremasterowanego, albo jakiś Enhanced Edition. Ale bym to wgniótł, ile wlezie, nie? Razem z jedynym oficjalnym dodatkiem. Maska zdrajcy. Mask of the Betrayal.
You're awake? Thank the gods. For a second there, I thought I had a problem on my hands.
Chyba dzięki komuś mam kolejną blizę do kolekcji.
You'd think so, but I can't find a scratch on you. I still don't know what that means.
Jakiej kopara
Glad to see
opadła?
you with us. I was sure you were already on your next trip around the wheel, but I brought you here just in case. If anyone can work a miracle, it's Liviana, though whatever restored you is beyond even her skill.
Więc kto mnie zabił?
That's what everyone in Paradise is asking. The streets have been less murderous since your ambassador and his guards took up residence. But your assassination is bound to upset that uneasy peace.
There's something I still don't understand. Envoy, you died.
A potem wróciłem, nie chcę się nad tym rozwodzić.
You say that like it's a good thing, but the mortal soul is not adept at coping with trauma.
What does this mean for him? Should he expect anything else strange? Other than coming back from the dead, I mean.
That depends on a few things. Visions and hallucinations? Likely. Manifestations of past lives? Uncommon, but possible.
Uspokój się, jak robią remastery czy remake, to tylko tych najnowszych gier, których się nie opłaca remakeować, ale darmowa kasa, wiadomo, no, hashtag days gone. Remaster, którego nikt nie chciał. No, pozwoli mi rozmawiać, jakby cię tutaj nie było.
Anything he should avoid? Strenuous exercise, hard drink, strong sweat.
Nadmiary alkoholu.
Look for patterns. If your friend has any troubling signs, be attentive to what triggers them. This is far beyond my expertise. You should visit Runid, our local watcher. She would know what to make of your strange, stubborn soul.
Widząca?
One who sees into the spirit realm, speaks to the dead, and knows the past through their eyes. A watcher examines the soul down to its very core. I can't think of anyone more qualified for the job.
Trzeba wszystkiego spróbować choć raz.
Your confidence is appreciated, Envoy. Runid's shop is in the hills to the northeast. A bit of a walk. Just head out of the gate to the east of town and follow the path that curves to the north. It should be perched up in the hills. Oh, but avoid the Watcher in Hightown. She's a known charlatan. I'll send word to the ambassador that you survived, but he'll no doubt want to talk to you.
Okej, świetnie, może on wie, kto mnie zabił.
I hope you aren't thinking of confronting your killer.
Oczywiście, że tak.
Not that it's any of my business. Head up the stairs outside my clinic and take a left onto the main road. That'll get you to the embassy.
Najpierw ten ambasador.
I suppose following the chain of command will soothe his worries. Either way, I should go with you. Your assassination is bound to have stirred things up.
Doceniam twoją pomoc, Kai.
Don't mention it. Besides, I don't want this to blow up any more than you do.
Mhm.
The sooner we solve your murder, the better for everyone. And we should talk back at camp.
Czyli bym powiedział domniemanego zabójstwa, bo przecież żyje, nie? But I'm alive, brother.
Hey, I had a dream about you.
Naprawdę? Kto powiedział, że miał całą o mnie?
In my dream, you were surrounded by light, but it was shining from inside. You weren't alone either.
there were others.
O,
Some of them loved you, others were afraid of you, but they all followed you. Also, there was a tree that it wasn't a tree. Oh, it made sense at the time. I can't remember anymore. It's a pity dreams aren't made to last. I'll pull through. Liviana's taking good care of me.
okej.
Envoy, what can I do for you?
Okej, pokaż co ty masz w ogóle. O, okej. Dobra, gdzie w ogóle jesteśmy? A, jesteśmy tutaj, no proszę. Długo się do ambasadora. No, idziemy do ambasadora najpierw, nie? Tu jeszcze polutujemy. O, tu coś widzę. Proszę. O. Oglądanie tej gry bardziej męczy niż granie w nią? LOL, serio?
Godlike. Interested in saving a couple of lives?
Gradiola?
So, you're that godlike, the Adiran envoy.
The godlike.
You're the one who saves the ambassador from the strangle root, right?
Tak, to ja. Czemu?
Interesting. Say, would you be up for helping out some down on their luck Adirans who can't catch a break?
Czemu Waliliankę obchodzą jacyś aedyrscy pechowcy, czy jakoś takich?
Oh, heroic and observant, huh? Joking aside, I know this seems strange, but they helped me out when I needed it. I'm just trying to return the favor.
Wyjaśnij najpierw, skąd ich znasz.
A fair request. I was an animancer in Fjord, just through the
Nie
mountains
wtedy się
in
pałe,
Emerald.
dialogi są
A lot of
drętwe i
Valian
nudne.
animancers came to Fjord to
Oj,
experiment
pada.
without the restrictions that come from
Ja
noble
tam
patronage.
wyciągam soczki.
Well, it turned out my high-minded series
Content,
were
panie,
more
content!
explosive than I had calculated. I washed out, disgraced. Then I left Emerald Stair and I lost myself in a bottle at the grinning Ballarok. Loveled and Gladwine pulled me out of it.
W początku powiedz mi o swoich przyjaciołach.
Galarde.
Gelarde.
Loveled and Gladwine came here about 8 years ago, long before the recent rush of adherents. They admitted to having a checkered past back home, but they started a new life in Paradis. Back then you'd struggle to find an adherent in the city. Now they're everywhere.
Pozwolę kontynuować.
Anyway, with all these adherents coming in, Loveled and Gladwine started spotting old faces. And if they were spotting old faces, it was only a matter of time before those faces
Ale
started
modele są
spotting them
brzydkie
back.
jak nic. Jeszcze raz to
They're
będę
lying
podkreślał.
low in the shantytown for now, but they mean to leave for Thirdborn.
Adherents in the shantytown. I doubt they're getting a warm welcome. Most of the people
To jest
there
jak na razie jeden z najlepszych
are
modeli,
out by Adir.
jakie widzieliśmy do tej
They're
pory.
afraid to go out in public, and Gladwine, poor soul, he's gone blind from bad drink.
Nie wiem, czemu sądzisz, że mogę pomóc w tej sprawie?
Ah, but you can. There are herbs in the wilds around Paradis that can restore Gladwine's sight. It's a little too dangerous for us ordinary folks, but for the Adiran envoy, for the hero who braved the strangle root, I'm sure it will be no problem.
Ending with flattery is a nice touch.
Agrasima.
Niczego nie pracuję, mam pilne sprawy do załatwienia, ale dobra, w porządku, zobaczę, co się da się zrobić.
Many thanks, envoy. Oh, there is one more thing they need. Land deeds. They've already paid for them. There's a Rawatayan in the Pearl District, Mako, who was handling the paperwork.
Dlaczego tak nie zrobił?
I don't know. That's the problem. Mako and I had a falling out a while back. It's best if someone else goes.
Okej.
Thank you, envoy. God bless you.
Nie muszą, sam jestem Bogiem. Jesus ma... Jacy są wysocy, holy shit. Tu nic nie ma. Nie. Nic.
I just don't get it. It's like there's something in the soil this year.
Tu jest ambasador. Co tu ubrałem? Aha, tu są jeszcze te inne rzeczy, okej. Tu jest jeszcze jakiś questik.
Wish that sawbones would hurry up. Wow, it's really you. I mean, we all heard the Emperor sent a godlike, but I didn't never think I'd get to meet you. You are the envoy, aren't you? I bow, but I think I dislocated my shoulder, and I might have broken some ribs.
Mam poszukać i uzdrowić, ale poznałem jedną Livianę.
Is that the lady who brought you back from the dead? Tej, the ambassador's secretary. He told me you got sniped the second you walked through the gate. Thwack! I couldn't believe it. I mean, talk about getting off
To
on the
ona
wrong
nas
foot.
wskrzesiła.
Anyway,
Bogini.
don't worry about me. The Sawbones is going to escort me to the clinic any minute. And I'm not exactly in a hurry to see him. Not until I get help from my brother.
If Adir's medics are anything like Rawatai's, we'll hear your screams from 3 blocks away.
Oh, good. That'll be a lot of fun for everyone.
Dobra, wyglądasz jakbyś brał udział w potyczce. Powiedz, co się stało.
Yes, sir. My brother Cadman and I ran into some trouble exploring a temple north of the city. Bears and traps and gods. What else? The floor collapsed from under us. He couldn't walk too well, and yet our captain wanted to keep going, so he sent me back for help. We're with a team from the Free Expedition Corps. We've seen a lot. No place like this. I fear for their lives, envoy.
Wyczyny korpusu ekspedycyjnego przeszły do legendy.
I didn't think you all in the tall grass ever spared a thought for us. We're usually at the back of your parades. That should be our slogan. The Free Expeditions Corps. So far out in front, we bring up the rear. We mostly operate out of the Cartographers Guild. At least it's cozier than the soldiers' barracks. And they let me copy their maps. Most of the places we go aren't as treacherous as this temple, though.
Świątynia wydaje się niebezpieczna. Co tam robicie?
It's built on ruins, and the ruins are falling apart. Because of the roots, you know, and the earthquakes. We're looking for the man who built the temple, someone the locals call the Oracle. He's he's like you, a godlike.
Boski, znaczy podobieństwo.
He belongs to Aethys. And if the rumors are true, he's the very last of his kind.
Take it from me. Around here, the rumors always have some truth to them.
We just want to talk to him. That's why we went down there. Now my brother's hurt, and my team's in danger, and I'm stuck here and...
Take it easy, kid.
Sorry. Everyone at the embassy's too busy to help me, and I'm worried sick.
Kaju, wiesz coś na temat tej wyroczni?
Not much. He doesn't get out often. But I've heard he's hundreds of years old and only speaks to godlikes. So, he probably hasn't seen much company in a while. Can't say I blame him. People still fault Aethys for the Saints' War, and that was 25 years ago. If I were the earthly avatar of everyone's least favorite god, I'd go into hiding too.
If nobody wants him here, then he should leave.
Dlaczego korpus chce porozmawiać z boskim na podobieństwo Eotasa?
This oracle, he set himself up in a godless ruin. Turned it into a temple to Aethys, right? Supposedly, he built the whole place up just to house a holy relic. A bone from Aethys' titan.
Kość z kogo?
I guess they don't talk about our discoveries in the court, huh? The place Aethys was headed in the Deadfire, Ukaizo. There are these enormous skeletons. I mean, they're hundreds of feet tall. Yeda, our captain, she believes these titan skeletons are what's left of the gods' physical bodies. They used to get up and walk around. And this godlike, he's got a piece of the one that belonged to Aethys. That's what my team is down there to confirm anyway.
Co twoja drużyna zamierza zrobić z tą relikwią, jeśli ją znajdzie?
Well, if that relic really is what it's said to be, and if it can heal the sick like it's said to do, it can't stay here. Not in some dank hole in this mouldering backwater. Not when it can help our people with the Dream Scourge. Or help people back home who deserve it more. And yet is determined to get that relic, no matter the risks. The rewards are just too great.
But
Envoy, I'm afraid it's a lie. And they're all going to die down there for nothing.
Okej, ci funkcjonariusze nie mają pojęcia, jak to jest należeć swoje życie dla Imperium. Pozwól mi pomóc.
Gods, do you mean it? I can't thank you enough. They descended into the temple through a route off the Pilgrim's Path, just north of the city. You'll know you're headed the right way when you see trail markers and rock stacks the Pilgrims left behind. We posted a guard out front, Sedgwin. Let her know I sent you, and she'll let you pass.
Kim są ci pielgrzymie, których wspominałeś?
Well, I gather they were folks who worshipped Aethys. And they'd come to this temple from all over the living lands to pray, or be healed, or to ask forgiveness. But Aethys isn't too popular these days,
So, most people don't go there anymore.
Right. Exactly.
Okej. Odszukać stosy kamień, przywitać się. Wszystko jasne. Coś jeszcze muszę wiedzieć?
This oracle. I don't know if he's dangerous, but he's supposed to carry a sword full of diamonds. I'll probably never get to see it now.
Okej, przytaknij z powagą.
You know, when I heard the envoy was a godlike, I thought you'd be more... Actually, forget it. You'll probably find the expedition with the relic we were searching for. Whatever that is. Thank you for hearing me out, envoy.
Dobra. Czyli mamy kolejnego kościka, elegancko.
Wouldn't want their diplomats going hungry or sober.
Dobra, idziemy.
You died. But you're here. Gods, am I glad to see you.
Okej.
I'll keep trying. But there's not much to be done for Fort Northreach.
Envoy, hello. I'm glad to see you on your feet. Kai.
Tej.
I'm surprised
Tej?
they let you in here.
I'm surprised you're still gainfully employed.
Mamy jakiś problem?
I didn't mean anything by it, Envoy. He's just curious company for you to keep.
Hey, somebody has to have the envoys back, because you all sure didn't.
No one expected the Envoy to get assassinated.
Exactly. Amateurs.
Ale coś mi się wydaje, że tu jednak chodzi o coś więcej.
Well,
Kai?
come on, it's funny. Tej caused a ruckus last time he was slumming it at the Ballarrock. You were trying to kill a man, if I remember right. I had to put you outside.
You threw me into the canal.
You lived.
That water's filthy. I had the runs for 3 days.
Gods, Tej. The envoy doesn't need to know that.
Naprawdę próbujesz kogoś zabić tego?
The fellow cheated me. I couldn't let that slide. Or he'd think we were all marks.
It was over a dice game, right? Tej here has a gambling problem.
Great. Let's air all my troubles. Is there anything else?
The bartender sleeping with your girlfriend.
You're lying.
You sure about that?
We'll talk about this later.
I'm not breaking up with her for you. Just so we're clear.
That's more than enough. Thank you. Was there anything I could help you with, envoy?
No co ty, nie postawisz się Kajowi?
The 7-foot-tall Almawa with biceps the size of my head? No, I am not.
Flatterer. You know I'm barely over 6.5.
Dobra, odpowiedz mi na kilka pytań.
Naturally, sir. How can I help you?
Rozmawiasz z tym zwiadowcą przed wejściem?
Off freak. I did. Terrible shame what happened to his brother. It sounds like his injuries were severe. I saw you two talking. I hope you can help him, envoy.
Jaki miał zamiar?
I don't mean to twist your arm, but don't delay too long. There have been earthquakes in the region lately. Floods, cave-ins. Gods know what else is possible down in that cave. You're the only one we have with the expertise for that kind of field work.
Aside from the people in trouble down there, which says something to the danger in that cave.
Whatever I think of the Expeditions Corps, they serve a vital purpose to the Empire. I'm glad it's you going after them.
Dobra. Co my tu mamy? Trójeczka.
There's a lot of ground to cover. Could you be more specific?
A, to jest coś takiego, dobra.
By all means.
Jesteś sekretarzem ambasadora, jaki on jest.
Well, you'll notice I'm nearly always here. If that man sleeps, I don't know about it. He wouldn't say, but I believe he relied on the Claviger far more than he lets on. And without the Claviger's steady hand at the rudder, the ambassador's struggling just to bail water from the sinking ship that is Paradise.
Claviger Aemon might have tolerated a little more chaos than the ambassador liked, but he kept this place humming. He's not someone you can easily replace, and not with one man alone.
It's a difficult job. The pressure sometimes gets the better of him. But if he loses his temper now and then, I can't blame him for it. Better him than me.
Okej. Nie chcesz przyjąć jego stanowiska?
Be serious. Most of us here didn't get sent to the frontier because we were anybody's favorite. The longer I'm here, the more likely the people who matter are to forget me. And I'd actually like to get back to High Crown someday. Get married, have a few kids, take the civil exams and settle into a permanent clerkship.
I guess there are worse ways to spend a life.
Like rotting in this embassy.
Okej. Jaki jest, kiedy nie pracuje?
He doesn't know what to do with himself.
O,
You know,
pracoholik.
in our first days here, he'd often walk to the end of the docks at sunrise. The work was done, the embassy was closed, and he'd still be wearing the same clothes he'd slept in at his desk. And he'd just stare out over the sea. He always seemed dissatisfied back then. I suppose, years later, he still does. I'm an open book.
Powiedziano mi, że on się spotka z wiodącym, ale nic o nim nie wiem. Możesz mi coś powiedzieć?
I trust whomever told you to consult a watcher also told you to avoid the one in the city. She is a liar and a thief.
Oh, did you take your money?
No. Anyway, watchers are individuals capable of perceiving souls. The soul may be in a living body, or it may simply be lingering, waiting to pass into the in-between. In either case, interacting with a soul allows a watcher to glimpse a person's past lives or their most deeply buried memories. Watchers are incredibly rare, and in Adir, highly controlled. Many people wish to know who they were in a previous life, and do not like what they learn.
Co się dzieje z widzącymi w Aderze?
The smart ones stay hidden. They do not announce their powers, perhaps not even to themselves. Even a careful watcher risks inadvertently revealing themselves by knowing something they shouldn't know. Of the ones that are public, little is concretely known. But we hear things. They make good judges in Wodaka's courts, so long as they're controlled. The lords, it's rumored, buy and sell them to collect blackmail on their enemies. But I suspect many watchers are imprisoned or executed, or simply kill themselves. Of course.
Okej, co Ludwin robi w mieście? Zawydaje mi się, że nie żyje.
Inquisitor Ludwin is the commander of the Steel
Ludwin,
Road in
okay.
Paradise. Were you to ask her, she'd say she keeps the peace. But she doesn't keep it so much as prosecute it. As ruthlessly as the ambassador will let her. She's also a veteran of the Steel Garrote's campaign in the Deathfire, where she died.
She's a Death Guard. Well, that explains a lot.
I don't know what happened to her there, but I suppose Wodaka wasn't done with her yet.
Młodeńka, bogini zemsty Ludwin wybrała sobie niezłą, trudną patronkę.
Do you think so? I've always found her inflexibility comforting. Wodaka's edicts are clear. If you obey her laws, pursue justice, punish the guilty, and give fealty to the Emperor, then you have pleased her, and I aim to please. But Wodaka does not trust. She demands that you declare yourself for her again and again. Her every request is a test, and her every test is an opportunity to disappoint her. I appreciate a god who makes you work for their grace. I don't want anything given to me for free.
Wspomniała kiedyś o mnie?
Has she ever mentioned you? Except, no. Wait. The morning after the ambassador received word you'd been dispatched, I heard the Inquisitor tell her captain that an old friend would visit soon. That couldn't have been you, could it?
The envoy here has depths you would not believe.
We are living in the strangest of all possible times.
Dobra, co wiesz o stalowej grocie?
Think upon your promises and die. That's the litany of the Steel Garrote, usually said right before they kill you. They're an order of paladins born and bred in Adir, though clearly they've found plenty of work beyond our borders. Their remit is simple but comprehensive. They punish all who break their oaths. In practice, that has historically meant contracts. One lord or merchant will hire the Steel Garrote to bring a duplicitous rival to justice.
Fun bunch. What are they doing in Paradise?
Since the events in the Deathfire, their operations have expanded. The Steel Garrote has always been associated with Wodaka. Now, they are explicitly her order. And they go wherever Wodaka's priests, or Wodaka herself, believes there is a need for them to go. The Living Lands are a dangerous, lawless frontier in sore need of order. Thus, they are here. Or so the Steel Garrote say. I'm an open book. Should you ever need me, I will be here. Safe travels, envoy.
Safe travel.
Envoy, is it really you?
Nie.
I can't believe you're alive.
I'm
When they dragged you to
alive.
Liviana's clinic, I assumed the worst. How do you feel?
W porządku, dobrze. To kto mnie zabił?
Not even death can slow you down, I see.
But we'll return to the topic of your untimely demise shortly. Our first order of business is your purpose here in the Living Lands. Captain Cynric said you have a missive for me from the Emperor.